Hey everybody, it looks like we're gonna go ahead and start this clan war. It's
I'm
going
gonna watch it on the other laptop and then keep the game open here.
it's going to be versus LaGTT and Beercraft here. It looks like it's gonna be Protoss versus Terran on Zelnek Naga Caverns. Our Beercrafter today will be SCSasin, and we'll be playing our opponent gamfvr. Looks like his name is gamfvr. Interesting choice of letters there. And it looks like the Terran will be spawning on the top right. Now, in my opinion, this is a very good map for Protoss just because of the chokes that we have out here. It makes it for very good positioning with force fields there, though the middle is very open and very susceptible to slow tank pushes from the Terran, so that can be one thing that the Protoss does have to worry about. Also, we do have nice spaces for drops here. We got a nice open space back here that a medevac can just rest at, or any Banshee harass is pretty nice, though it gets a little hairy for any type of air harassment back in this area, so it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to play it. We're getting a lot of chrono boost in the beginning, so we can see that Sasin won't be cheesing or doing anything of that sort. And it looks like we've got a little bit of a scout going on here, and Gam here will be walling in with that barracks. So we've got pretty standard timings and buildings from both players. We are getting that 13 gateway here from Sasin, putting down another chrono boost, being very good about that. And he's going to be throwing down that assimilator. So it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to go for a gate play or maybe some fast Colossi. Colossi very good on this map, like we said earlier, just because of the positioning you can get. And it's a relatively short map, but you can really abuse these cliffs and get nice ledge, high ground, side advantage, and nice cute things like that. Looks like we're gearing up to probably get a cybercore down here, and yes, it looks like we are. Both players are going for a scout now. Looks like Gam sees everything that he wants. He's now throwing down his orbital command at normal timing of 16. And it looks like he will be throwing down a tech lab, unless this probe does delay it for a little bit. Will Gam even notice this? It looks like he does, but he does throw down the tech lab. Not nearly as exciting as I hoped it would be, but it looks like we are in fact going to get a Zealot out for Sasin here. A lot of players like to skip the Zealot and go for a Stalker. Thanks, man. But the thing is, having a Zealot out, it kind of saves you time, because a lot of Protoss players these days, they like to move out with just a Sentry, a Zealot, and a Stalker, and just have a little bit of a force going there, put some pressure on their opponent, and in that way get a little scouting done as well, just see what their opponent does have. But it looks like we're going to get a Marine Marauder, a little bit of a push here. Same idea for the Terran opponent. Just gonna size up his opponent, see how farly he has teched, see if he can't pick off any units. That's always nice early on in the game. And getting a little constructive criticism from some people in here, but they don't know what they're talking about it anyway. So looks like we're going to get another pylon here, and that's a nice scout. We're going to get a pretty nice force field. It will not allow any of the units to get up. Oh, they will. They're going to have to do a little mambo dance to get through. Oh, but it looks like concussive shell is done, and it looks like that the Sentry will go down. We have a Marine go down already. It looks like this Stalker is going to go down to the very heavy damage from the Marauder, and it looks like both the Marauders will go down as well. So about 3 units. It's going to be about the same for the players. It looks like we lost a little bit more as far as resources go. You never want to lose a Sentry early in the game, because they do cost a lot of gas. And it looks like we are going, in fact, to get a fast expand. or rather an early expand from our Protoss player here, SCSasin. And SCSasin will be throwing down a cute little pylon here to block this expansion, and he won't be canceling it. So that's pretty interesting. But it does delay the expo for sure. And it looks like we've got just a little bit of a force here. It looks like we're going for a 2-gate robo transition into 4 gateway. It looks like he probably just wanted that observer that we see right here. And it's going to be moving out, seeing all the forces. We do have a probe though. Who needs observers when you've got a probe? A ninja probe. Oh my gosh, throwing down an assimilator. Hopefully he doesn't let that one go up. And if you notice, it's becoming a lot more common for Terrans not to get their second gas for just way later in the game. They can rely on barracks units for just a very long time, almost maybe too long. But it looks like we're just going to be macroing up here for both players. We're getting a scan down, so it looks like Gam knows everything that is going on in his opponent's base right now. It looks like he does know that this expo is up, and this observer is going to see everything. He's going to see this going into an orbital, and could we get a scan down on this observer? That would be very annoying for our friend SCSasin here. Looks like no, Gam will just be moving out. He could be gearing up for quite a big attack. It's going to be important for SCSasin here to use the chokes very well with these force fields. It looks like he does have an immortal out, which is good against this armored armor of the Marine. Or excuse me, the Marauder. It looks like he will be moving out, and he's not really getting in that good of position. It looks like he will be coming right up, throwing down 3 force fields that will split his army in quarters, and it looks like he's going to need a backup. He doesn't have very good positioning, but it looks like the Immortal is doing such high damage that it is able to pick off a good amount of Marines. It looks like 1 or 2 of the Marauders did go down. I know there wasn't a very heavy number of them, and it looks like Gam here will be falling back. He's doing a good job of being aggressive, poking at his enemy a lot, but he's not being very cost effective. He's wasting a lot of units when he really doesn't need to. It's good to keep the Protoss army at low food count though, because high number of gateway units can just end up being so annoying to deal with, almost impossible. It looks like we're getting Zealot leg speed here. We're getting that charge, and it looks like we're not probably going to get a robotics bay down for a while here. We only have 2 gas, and it looks like he's throwing down another gateway. So it's somewhat refreshing to see just gateway play against a Terran here. Oh wow, 6 gateways, and my guess he might also get blinked just because he's going to be... Oh, okay, 7. Why not? You all know the 2 warp gate robo into fast expand, 7 warp gate transition. I looked that up on a StarCraft 2 guide the other day, but it looks like we're just going to get a lot of chrono boosts on the Nexus. SCSasin has been very good about doing that all game, and it looks like we're canceling this last... We're canceling this last bunker here, getting a salvage on that. Always a nice refund of your minerals there. It looks like we are starting to tech up a little bit, finally, for the Terran player. It's, what, 12 minutes into the game, and only now is he having to saturate his gases and start to tech. So that's a nice way. If you can play your Marine Marauder army correctly, you can wait a long time to tech up and just expand during that time. If we go to income, it looks like the players are about even. Gam is a little bit in the lead just because of those mules, of course, but what are you going to do? And we're getting a lot of upgrades and whatnot going on here, so good stuff. It looks like we are getting double medevacs being pumped out due to this reactor, and not much else. I don't think we're get any high-tech units other than medevacs, so a couple more sentries maybe, and just more zealots would be effective to stop this composition. It's funny, the one time you don't see a Protoss go for a Colossi, we just get mass Marine from the opponent. That just serves you right, Protoss. And it looks like, oh, for the Protoss player, we do not, in fact, have any Xel'Naga towers up. So it looks like this drop is going to go unchecked. That is definitely not a good thing because his whole army is at the bottom. It looks like we're probably going to get a couple pylons picked off. But no, a nice wave of warped in zealots are going to come in, and we're going to get one zealot picked off. There go down a couple marines. There goes down about the fourth. There goes down a second zealot. There goes down a third zealot, and 5 zealots picked off from the small army. It looks like there's going to go 6 right there. And it looks like this is going to be dealt with. Looks like there might have been a tiny confrontation right there. A stim used, but not much else. No buildings were able to go down for Gam here, but he was able to pick off a good number of zealots. So pretty nice play there. I do think that he could have used it more effectively going for the probes. But hey, what are you going to do? It looks like we could be gearing up for a confrontation here. There was a second base, or a second expo rather, excuse me, going down for our friend SCSasin here. Did have to cancel due to the nice aggressiveness of Gam here. Like I said earlier, he's doing a very good job of poking around and just staying on top of things, doing a nice job of scouting, doing a nice job of dropping. Though definitely he could poke around a lot more with these medevacs. And as far as production goes, oh, it looks like we have a Templar Archives. We are going to get High Templar out soon for sure. And we are now getting the Keratin Amulet. And it looks like we probably, yeah, we do have some High Templars. It looks like we're breaking down the rocks here. Our Terran opponent also has his gold just starting to saturate it. And very cute play here. He's actually using the medevac site to be able to go up to the high ground. And oh, looks like we got a storm go down, but it did miss his opponent. That would have been very nice with all these stem marines, but used the site of the medevac to be able to take out one pylon. Almost took down the Twilight Council, but had to get out of there. It looks like now he does know that his opponent, in fact, does have some High Templars here. He's training ghosts. He can definitely use those for EMP, or he can try to snipe off the High Templar, which requires more micro, and micro's just tough, you guys. I don't know what to say. It looks like we got a nice feedback on the medevac. It looks like it's not going to be healing anything soon, and we're getting some High Templar just poking around. Actually, this is kind of kooky. It looks like Planetary Fortress would probably fare pretty well, but oh, it looks like we're caught off guard for SCSasin here. He had no High Templar and he didn't get any force fields to go down. Just completely horrible timing. Could he find him right here and throw down a couple of storms? There goes one huge storm, and a bunch of Marines and Marauders go down right there. Gam had no idea that was on the way. What a strategic play. What a very nice tactic. Accidentally setting some High Templars up here, and then luckily catching your opponent off guard while he is stimming away. Take notes, Protoss players. This is how you successfully use accidents. Now it looks like we have 3 ghosts out on the field. This is going to be a good amount of EMP. If he can get them placed very nicely, it looks like he can definitely take care of these storms, but it's going to be all about the micro here. He could even go for those sniper rounds and try and pick them off, but that's a little bit more difficult to do. It looks like it's 45 damage, and we have over 80 health for the High Templars, so it's going to be very micro intensive, this last battle that we may see very soon, except we have no sentries, which in my opinion are very crucial against such a big bio army. And it looks like we're going to get a little bit of a confrontation. And he's holding the High Templars back. Very nice idea. It looks like these ghosts are not going to be able to get the High Templars, and these storms will go down unchecked. There goes a very nice storm. All of these Marines and Marauders softened up very nicely. There go down 2 more. Oh, and the huge wave of blood splatters out. And it looks like he's using medevacs very nicely to be able to pick up during the storms. And it looks like a little bit of mismicro. Oh, mismicroing his army, and it looks like 2 more storms go down. But the macro of the Terran is proving to be very good. It looks like 2 more storms and reinforcements will come in for both players. It looks like a lot of units being warped in. A good bunch of zealots there are going to have that charge, so they will be able to get right up in the face of these marauders very quickly, not have to deal with this concussive shell, and they will go right at it. Very, very good against marauders, and it looks like they will take out this front line. Here come the stalkers. Hopefully the zealots will be able to hold out long enough, and it looks like they just might. Here we go with some more zealots. It looks like we've got just about 8 gateways. Oh my gosh, maybe 12 en route, and it looks like they all will be pumping. We have this expansion just about fully saturated. In the meantime, it looks like a good amount of zealots will be able to surround this army, and he will have to pull back. We will be able to pick off a couple medevacs as well, and SCSasin doing a very good job of holding off this push of this Terran opponent of his, getting a huge amount of SEVs coming into this gold, just saturating so heavily. That's going to be a huge boost in income, as we will see in a short second here. And he is just completely mined out. Both players completely mined out at their mains. Would like to see another. Oh, it looks like we're going to get an expansion. Another expansion from Gam. He's doing a good job of containing his opponent, not letting him expand. Now what we really need to see is this gold right here. Though it sounds funny, a lot of players just tend to forget that they can expand right here and overlook it, try to push here too much, as we're actually seeing right here. And still no Colossi on the field. Man, that really is what our friend SCSasin here needs right now, is a couple of Colossi. 4 Colossi, that magic number, would tear through this army in a hot second with all those zaps. Looks like this planetary fortress just about fully saturated. You can see he has a lot of gas. He won't have to worry about that for a while. And we're actually going for a confrontation. There are actually no ghosts to be seen here. And here comes a nice storm. The Terran army walks right through it, and it looks like he's going to be trapped. He only has 3 medevacs, not nearly enough to pick up all of these units. Oh, SCSasin is really going to have to take advantage of this. If he just lets this go, it's going to be a huge waste. And it looks like he will be caught off guard. Oh no, and it looks like the Terran army will be able to waddle away. Stalker's not fast enough, but will he miss micro? Oh, you need to get a couple storms in there, SCSasin. No. Oh, he could have done so well. And still no sentries, and we're not going to be able to get any containments or split the army with any sort of force field. That's a little bit of a miss. That's just a faux pas right there. But we got 2 good storms, a nice chunk of blood coming up here. Could we get a third right here? Looks like no. We're going to be waiting. There go 3 nice storms. And it looks like he's just walking right into this planetary fortress. Why not? Oh no, but it looks like the whole army of our Protoss friend was just evaporated in a matter of seconds. Good amount of zealots to back up. We do have a couple of storms on the way. Very nicely placed, and it looks like we will be able to clean this up. Very good reaction from SCSasin. He could have lost a lot right there, but he did defend his gold very nicely. We have full chrono boosts on a lot of these nexuses, which is probably the only thing that SCSasin has done incorrectly or has mismacroed. Besides, in my opinion, not going Colossi, which is just a huge problem in this situation. Only now is our Terran opponent being able to tech up to tanks, which really is the only real threat of the Colossi, the possible Colossi. But we do have a couple of mortals, which will be able to take away the life of the armored tanks very quickly. And it looks like we're gearing up for a confrontation here, very smartly moving away from this planetary fortress. And he, in fact, will be going down to the orbital command. Never mind. But it looks like, in the meantime, we do have a lot of storms going down, and all of these SCVs will go down in a second. There goes the planetary with no resistance whatsoever from our Terran opponent, completely split up and caught off guard. He doesn't know what hit him, and it looks like he's going to be going in, but that is not necessarily the best idea. Just use a stim, has no mana from these medevacs. hardly. His tanks are out of position. He is just a hot mess right now. Look at all of these zealots. Oh my gosh. Oh, the zealots. +2 armor and +2 upgrade. It is not looking good for our protest friend right here. And wow, he's just getting overrun by the amount of zealots. Very nice feedbacks on all of these medevacs. He's just pushing away. Very nice micro from Gam here, though. Kiting these zealots very well. It looks like he will have to push back. Could we get some storms go down? It looks like he doesn't have enough mana for any storms. A lot of High Templar. He's going to want to save these. Doesn't want to let all of these go to waste. Oh, looks like Stim is going to be used. And he will be coming back. He does have a couple storms in the... Oh, it looks like a very nice Juka from Gam right there. But it looks like if we go to the income, we are going to have our Protoss friend way ahead after those 4 storms right on these SCVs here. There it goes down to storm. A nice wave of blood pops up from there. And wow, it's just looking way good for our friend SCSasin here. Go to the APM tab. We can see our players microing their little hearts out, and just going back to production. You can just see a really good job of our Terran friend just pumping out those upgrades. Exactly what you need to do, but maybe a little too late. Wow, so many High Templar. Looks like we have about 12 right here. Just an insane amount. That is a lot of storms, ladies and gentlemen. Now it looks like the tables have turned, and in fact our Terran opponent will be the one who is gonna be in the bad position, but we have 3 High Templars. Oh my gosh. And all of these SCVs go down in a second. That is, oh my gosh. And wow, I'm just speechless after that. Looks like SCSasin talking a little bit of smack. We go to the income and only 13 SCVs left. Certainly that's not the ideal number of SCVs you want 30 minutes into the game. Looks like this one Archon will be able to clean up all of these units too. And oh my gosh, our poor friend Gam is just gonna be completely destroyed. Oh, they're going down a couple storms. It looks like a lot of heavy damage taken right off the bat. Can he get them in a couple more? There go down 2, and just about the whole army is in red. There goes down a huge wave, and all the feedbacks will be used on these medevacs. There's no way the Terran can come back, and he will call GG. Very good game. Looks like there is game 4 in this series. Now it'll be 3-1. Beer Crafters ahead 2 games. It looks like they're in a very comfortable position, and